gotta think that might be a problem for them because it certainly wasn't convincing yesterday, and they continue to rely on it on the MIBR side. That said, G2, is this the chance that they could actually get a step ahead after a very shaky start to this entire major last week challenger stage, even now in the new Legends?
We'll have to see, Matthew. Both of these teams suffering a loss here on Inferno. It is going to be G2, though, making their way through spawn. Well, I guess we're not actually going to see much here at all. It's just going to be Shoxy who will be holding towards the bottom of middle in the round. We will see, though. They are up against 4 MP9s. An interesting approach there from MIBR, just a 1 rifle. That's in the hands of Fallen, and the analysts discuss his struggles recently. Good grenade, though. Doesn't do too much damage.
It's not at all. It's Taco. Tries to work back in toward Banana. Excuse me, toward the apartments. It's further, it's going to rotate off Banana. Smokes down top mid. Body's still waiting on the inside of it. G2 trying to answer back with a force fire of these pistols with armor going against SMGs. The fact that they've got the helmets, the MP9s, don't necessarily mean that they'll be able to mow them down cold. He does get...
Might be limited. Might have to take a few compromises in terms of his full setup with the AWP. We will see as this round comes through. We're expecting a clean sweep for the Brazilians. Shouldn't be too much of an ordeal. The question mark lies in the next round. If they keep all 5 players up here, do they upgrade one of the weapons to an AWP perhaps, or do they hold on to the MP9s and go super aggressive? I would say maybe throw one of them away against the AKs, get the AWP out. Let's get Fallen online. As for now, CT's aggressive as ever. Maybe a little bit too aggressive, Matt.
Maybe so. Fallen gets 2 more, make it a 3rd. He does hold that AUG in great position, but finally gets caught out by Body. He'll drop down, and that means now they open up B site just for rotating back inside of the angle. Back to the position at the top of CT, and he's got Shocks and Body down on entry, so
they are going to keep 2 MP9s. The AWP comes out for Fallen, and I feel like he has to be a little bit more active at the start of the round with the lack of firepower. They're going to be suffering here. Incendiary thrown towards the underpass, and as Kenny Esther gets past, he does actually get the AWP for himself, but like we said, there will be compromises. He has no armor. That's actually quite a big deal on the T side of Inferno. You're very vulnerable to grenades and, of course, the bullets, as they actually get fast mid-control here. CT's in a very passive setup, and it is going to be a quick trade of frags there. Deagles, MAC-10 once again for 2 of the players. COLDZERA knows he has more than enough freedom here to pick towards right down those T steps. No real chance of an AWP on the other side.
Oh my god.
Surprising to see Kenny has missed those initial AWP shots we saw in the first gun round, but then goes on to hit those Deagles. So maybe we'll see a little bit more out of him as the game progresses. CT's for now boosting behind the half wall, trying to get vision and take full control of the banana area. You can see Fallen actually boosted on the half wall right now. He's got the AWP. Ideally, they want to get him set up so he can be a solo player. Allow Fur to fall back towards A. He's actually going back towards that side now. It puts a lot of pressure on Fallen, but with the AWP on the half wall, he can take a shot, drop down, and exit safely.
Nade in, that's going to do damage. They're all there. Oh, that works too.
Before the nade lands?
Yeah, just wrecks him with a double shot. One was a dink, and then the second was a follow-up body shot. M4, obviously. Gotta love that. 2 bullets through a smoke with an M4 and get a kill. It's about as perfect as it gets. Kenny's gonna try and make amends with it. He will this time. We saw him miss a few shots toward the pit 2 rounds ago. It was a 1-on-3 situation, but maybe he could have done something with it. This time he pulls it back. The problem is they don't check the cubby. Fur's inside of it. Flash, Molotov wants to get himself out of the angle. Hold it for now, maybe. Because with those flames, they won't be able to push through. And if they do, it's tradable. They'd have to go wide to find the cubby position, and then Cold would be immediately on the case.
So Cold is coming to back him up right now. He knows he's stuck in there, so if they focus on his position, they can work together. Nice shot from Fallen. He does exactly what he has to there. He's on the half wall. He's got a bit of information. He's legged Lucky and actually fallen back passively to the side. That's going to encourage Fur to rotate. So now it is a 2-on-2 on the A side. That's what G2 want to finish up here, but they haven't really got the time. 20 seconds. They need Kenny S to get a quick pick here and then make their way towards a bomb site. Both players quite passive on the CT side. Taco waiting in the pit here, just looking to deny the plants. They've already done that by the looks of things. As Lucky goes down, Kenny S tries to escape. He really is.
And Krizen's been pretty effective at just holding down angles and getting multi-kills. That team's got good ingredients to make a case in this major. Speaking of making a case, how about making a statement down middle? Phelps, again, this time he's not pushed Banana, he's gone from mid. I make reference to the last time we saw them play G2, when Phelps was on this lineup and it was catastrophic.
Yes, indeed.
This time they get one at least.
Well, we'll see what can be done. This is the partial buy from G2. They've managed to win rounds with pistols before. Aggressive again against the lesser weapons. Need to be careful here, but luckily it looks like they'll be okay. They take a couple of dinks and swap over some weapons, give Taco the AWPs. He can play very defensively, but it looks like the round is done. You can see they're all quite low as they make their way in towards B. And there's going to be a flashbang coming in the air from Fur, but he's still vulnerable here as he will go down. This could yield a bomb plant. We shall see. Fallen can't really commit to this, but grenade looks decent. Might be able to follow up with a frag. It doesn't quite connect, but look how low they are. Shouldn't be a world where MIBR give this round up, but all of a sudden it turns on his head. How has Lucky managed to hit that shot with such low HP? And now Taco with the AWP, he has to wait for his teammate to go in first.
Certainly does. Cold finds the immediate kill onto Shocks.
Good intent.
Low HP as well for Kenny and Lucky. That forces them out. Lucky hits it though.
Scoped in, managing to hit the headshots, and before he went down to the flames as well, got his third. 6-1 though, as Fur will try and get aggressive again towards the banana area. They've got incendiaries down towards T-Steps here, and we'll see if he wants to go any further. He's going to challenge T-Steps. We've talked about his aggression maybe being a little bit too predictable. It seems like they're pushing middle and banana a lot here. Shock's just waiting at T-Steps. You're not going to find much easier frags than that.
Cold and Taco going aggressive, but Kenny already there with the AWP. He's got the shot on Taco. Quite effective, quite easily. Tries to slip back out. He'll get Jax, but Body's still inside of the doorway, wants to hold him off, and they get more and more aggressive. Because Phelps pushed the smoke on the opposite side, knowing Cold was taking aggression. That means they had to be giving someone up and fall, and look at that, out and wide. Finds two, Lucky and Shocks with one bullet.
That's not bad at all, exactly what they needed. That's a bit of vintage Fallen there. Manages to get the collateral, and COLDZERA pushing the apartments. This is looking so good. Can't quite find the kill on Body, but he has done damage and stays alive, so that's fine. 40 seconds remain here as the T scramble to make something of this round. COLDZERA still pushing smoke, still getting information, as you can hear them wrapping around towards that A site. If he gets one of these kills, it's round done. If he goes down with nothing, G2 might stand a chance.
Cold needs to be careful of the fact that Graveyard's covered off. Certainly didn't. Is quite simply the fact that Taco said yesterday, despite that this is a previous lineup they've worked with and something they're familiar with, there was a lot of nerves in yesterday's games. That was the debut for the team. That's how long it's been since the transition was made. Getting Taco back in, getting Phelps back in, and now from when they had their opening matches, maybe they did just need to settle into it. Maybe today, maybe one night of sleep after 2 games, a couple shaky ones. Obviously the Cloud9 loss was way off the mark from what they would have expected. Maybe that's all they needed, just one night to talk it over. You get Zeus back on board, he's familiar with how to coach these guys. Maybe they are going to be the whole new team that we expect from this point onward.
It's been a couple of months since any of these players have been in the tournament, maybe just warming up into it. It's never too late. They're only 1-1 right now, but this is a fantastic start. And Phelps looks confident. They don't seem as cagey as yesterday, and Fallen's hitting some wonderful shots here with the AWP. That's what we want to see. We want to see him and Kenny S go toe-to-toe here. Kenny will get one before he goes down, but 4 players survive for the Brazilians. A lot of teams have been having a couple of players on that weapon, but it's
Elijah's just going to main it all event. They already stated that he will. He's gotten to know the spray pattern. It's drastically different than the AK, but Elijah sees massive potential on entry with it, so...
I had a thought last night. If you're a CT-sided player, right, and you're maining the AUG right now, would you pick up a Krieg over an AUG because it has more tap potential?
No. I'm going to get back to that because this is a setup that needs to work for them. If Focus is a shot, Taco's going to be in trouble. They baits it in. Jax, good return. That's a bit aggressive from Taco to be that far down the hall. Usually we say you want to be both in a position that you can jump out. They wanted to bait him in. It didn't work. The reason I say no is for the same reason that it's not already being mained by more players on the T side. It might be a better weapon. There's an argument for it. DPS factor, forgetting the headshot, the one-shot potential of the AK. Fallen this time's not going to have quite such a spectacular shot over at B. He's forced off. Utility will hold them off. But because no one's gotten used to the different firing rate from the AK and the drastically different spray pattern, until we see it actually become a prevalent weapon in any situation, it's not like they're going to pick it up on the CT side. Once maybe someone's really... Maybe Elige will, because he's used to it, right? Someone like that, maybe he will, but otherwise, no.
The reason I ask is because in the Liquid NIP game yesterday, CTs were actually running past AKs to hold onto their AUG, and I thought, that's an interesting idea. Like, we've actually got to that point now. Would they favor the Krieg and have the best of both worlds? But either way, it is going to be Lucky to crack open the B side. It's another 3 versus 3 here, make it 2, as Lucky will actually continue to find frags. That's 2 in the round, and the bomb's planted. CT's pretty far away. We know MIBR are deadly on the retakes, however much time is remaining, and you can see COLDZERA waiting for a mistake to be made. Will the T's peek for a bit of information? It looks like possible. And Zeal hold up now.
Keep in mind this will be a 4-round reset, so every kill is going to matter. If they can get the op out of Kenny's hands, significant, and it's very difficult for him to exit the site from that position. Phelps goes down, Kenny gets the shot. That'll do it. That'll get him out of there.
No armor, upgraded pistols, one smoke and a flashbang. G2 probably not fully aware that they're going to be this low. So they're going to just be running a pretty default round right here. You can see one player holding passively towards Banana, not actively going for the control. Want to make sure there's no aggression at the very start. It's actually a 4-stack from the Brazilians at that side of the map. Good grenade, does significant damage to them. Lucky they've got the bomb. If he goes down here, Matt, this could be disastrous.
Oh, he got... Wow, he doesn't get himself out of it. He got very fortunate that he didn't get caught with his knife out. With a smoke down and walking away.
COLDZERA at the top of the scoreboard right now with 12 and 8. As the CTs maybe not combative towards B once again, but it's going to be Fur taking down the aggression. Trying to get the control. He will be punished for it.
Takes a nade as well, down to 58. He'll back off. He did... use a bit of utility to safely secure the position. They've already rotated it back over as well. They've got Phelps towards CT spawn.
So at this stage, you have an opening pick on the T side. You have the majority of utility. You've got good map control towards the apartments as well. That is going to slow you down, though. Decent incendiary will buy a little bit of time for rotations here from the CTs. You can see Phelps considering it now as he transitions from the B bomb site towards A. But G2 with this advantage, as long as they send 5 players to one area, they should be able to trade this one out. COLDZERA not really in a multi-frag position, but he's getting it done. He's making it work as he gets 3 kills. Taka will back him up. That is fantastic work by him. He makes it work. And he's looking like a bit of a star today. That was very, very good indeed. Shoxy trying to get that banana control. The CTs have been very aggressive this game. Maybe a little bit too aggressive in the previous round after getting 4 kills and it all crumbles. It's going to be a frustrating one to give away. Bit of a stack towards the quad side here. We got 2 players there. We'll see if this will be enough. They're actually going to try and bait in Phelps. Quite an interesting setup here. So the idea is you have this 2-man setup towards quad. If they kill both of these players, they won't suspect the third in towards that pillar position.
Just covers off body completely. You're right. It's a different setup than what you're used to seeing, but it has a very clear purpose to it. Taco's also supporting to make sure that they can't sneak out the apartments behind them.
Molotov actually landed on their feet there, so both had to cut down. So not going to see that really come into full effect, and I don't think Fallen can do much here either. He might be able to get some damage off. Actually, a kill. That's pretty insane. He manages to get that. He won't get anything more, but the fact he even gets one with just a USP and no utility is pretty good. As his teammates now will scramble and see if there's anything to recover. Can they take a couple of AKs away and maybe get out of the round with a rifle?
Planted toward oranges 1. Jax. He'll get a smoke down back 10. Kenny's already stepping up with the AWP. In fact, doubly so. He'll find Taco as well. Body.
And try and dominate the map. They don't have the AWP to fall back onto now. As rounds start to slip away. Great start from MIBR, but G2 certainly looking dangerous now. And it's not the same old names we talk about, Kenny S and Shoxy. We're actually seeing some big plays on the young guns as well. Finally, they're showing their worth. As we get into round number 14. Apartment's control, and that grenade could do a lot of damage indeed. 2 of them go through, and Jax is down at 26. Body not as effective, but he's got himself up towards quad, but not for long.
Taco gonna use the bike. Ooh, spots one, just barely got out of the way as well. Kenny with the IEWP was firing in toward the hole in the window, or the wall. Shock still holds top mid. He'll watch behind the smoke. First solo B at this point in time, but not getting information on Banana. He's not scouting it at all.
He's getting a rotation from Phelps at this point. I think that's the right call. You have the man advantage. Why would you risk everything with a solo play towards B? Hold the crossfires, run down the time up. And in terms of utility towards B, they actually have 2 flashbangs. That's about it. So no smokes to actually push back an execution there. But it doesn't look like G2 are heading in that direction, at least for now. As they get that mid control, it's Kenny has to try and open things up towards the arch side. Fallen takes down that initial threat, but a trade comes through. But the CT's still with the advantage here.
Certainly. Hold inside of the site, Taco inside of the pit. Cover quad. Smokes can go down in front of library. That suggests, rather makes it obvious that in fact they are to rotate that position. Flashes as well. Cold gets caught. Double flash. Wasn't ready for it. That gives Shocks the run in. Taco's got to be perfect. Oh, he nearly is.
To the final round of the half with just MP9 to FAMAS, an M4 for Taco. But that's a huge, huge round there. And KennyS does take an 8 at the start of the round. But that shouldn't be too catastrophic. He can just play accordingly now. A little bit more passive than trying to open things up. CT's trying to get the B control at this point, waiting for the flames to go down and dropping a smoke just to get them some control of this area. You can see Fur, he's feeling it. He wants to get down there towards the bottom.
I've got to do something. Fur and Fallen, most notably on B, by the way. I mentioned that round. It was a round that he took a lot of flack for, Phelps. He and Fur pushed on 15-12 in favor of MIBR. Lost. Economy broke. They went to overtime with G2. Lost the map. G2 went on to the finals and won the event as a result of it. And it shouldn't have happened. Body, good find on Cold.
Side, the more preferred half, and we'll see if they can win the pistol here. I would say much needed, and MIBR's T side is where they usually have problems on this map. We'll see what they can do as Jackson Body now to be challenged behind the smokes. Damage inflicted though, and it's going to be a very fast wrap towards the A site from the MIBR boys.
Fallen and Taco immediately on the case. Jax is going to go back inside smoke. He's trying to stay alive at this point in time. Shocks will give him help in doing so, but only for so long. Fur down, Cold gets the response. Planted. Lucky and Shocks. Lucky absolutely destroyed by Cold, who re-entered from the boiler doorway. Knew he was there, knew he was peeking him, and Phelps does the same to Shocks.
He set off the losing pistol because you can play with the CZs and smokes and play accordingly, defensively in the cubby holes, and actually make it very dangerous indeed for the terrorist forces, but they haven't got the armor here. Going to be focusing on the bigger picture, and we'll see if they can get any sort of damage done here. You can see they still have their smoke, so they can treat this like a gun round and try and buy as much time as possible. As soon as they detect a threat, drop a smoke and buy themselves some time and hopefully hold them back as long as they possibly can.
Fur drops in, does get one on body, but not aware that Jax is on the same position. Phelps will nade, hoping that it'll add to damage. The gun did more, but a great repeat. Jax on the deagle takes him down inside of the pit. Watch for Cold. He wants to spray it. Smoking themselves off. They'll transfer to the corner. Left side sight. That's the angle removed. And it also means they've got to step in deeper toward the pit to get the peek in that angle. And as a result, 2 players at library become a lot more relevant. With smokes down in that position, though, it's going to be difficult for them to try and spot in with their teammates. And Taco's aware that they could be in the corner. Jax up above, who's going to drop off, not wanting to get sprayed through. Taco changes his aim. They're just slowing it down, trying to buy themselves some space and time. So 2 toward quad. Fallen's there as well. He'll enter now. Smoke's gone. They can start to just go in and look for the vision directly. Taco and Cold. Fallen to close it out.
They still will be on an eco here, but they didn't fully invest last round. So they can still play with smokes and flashbangs here. A couple of P250s. KennyS with enough cash to get the AWP out in the next round as well, so that's good to see. G2 at this point would be happy saving a rifle. That's about as good as this round can get for them, unless MIBR make a terrible call and decide to push a position where they're stacked. But there's no stacks right now. G2 will start sending another player over towards the B side of the map. There's going to be KennyS rotating. And in turn, Jax will join him as well. So they're anticipating a possible B approach here after having heavy presence towards A in the previous round. MIBR don't have to do too much here. They've got a MAC-10 in the hands of Fur. Run the default, see if you can get a bit of intel, detect a stat. You want to send that MAC-10 in first just to combat those close-range players. He's not there right now. He's actually top of middle, so he could be just hunting for a bit of intel towards middle before they head in towards B. Calls are being made. Not 100% clear where they'll be going, but Phelps nowhere fast, I'm afraid. Taking down the 1D and challenging it by himself. That's not the play you want to be making. 11-6. It's not the play you want to be making, giving up a gun, potentially, and certainly ground early. They've gone and got that second AK picked back up, and they've got 3 now in total, but Fur on the MAC-10 is the one doing most of the work. Taco dropped. Another AK down. Keep that in mind for late round. If they win this out, Fur will want to upgrade on that, I should say, for free. He's already got great return on investment with the 2 kills at $600 reward. He's hedging his bets here. Does he want to push and get more kills on the MAC-10? I think he's better to just go pick up the AK. You might be right. So we're talking about that idea of Fur going in first, and maybe if he was challenging B, they need a smoke spawn for him, a couple of flashes over, a Molotov, send that MAC-10 in. He would have detected 2 or 3 players there, maybe got a kill, and instead Phelps challenges dry towards CT spawn, gets 1D, and hands over an AK towards Lucky.
Yeah, Fur's got the other one, though. So they do at least keep 3 of them, but yeah, they definitely gave a gun away in that situation, which is not ideal. Ideally, you want to lose the SMG, right?
Yes.
So
that's you really don't want that for the next gun round, so that would have been the... Gonna see hopefully a lot more. His body looks to cross over towards mid and A down towards the T-steps area. Connects with reasonable damage.
Cold still waiting down at the bottom side of the underpass. He'll lob an 8 toward top middle as well. No one at the wall. That's not going to do any damage. There's a bit done toward Lucky over toward B. He gets tagged down to 86. Phelps getting far more aggressive. Gets behind the half wall. So the default for MIBR. Take Banana. Take Boiler. Work the map in accordance to that. No kills so far. And Shox wants to reclaim some of the position lost. Probably wise that he backs off on that with the smoke already at the half wall. Boost, Fallen was already looking in that direction. You've got 3 players there. Really all you can use at that point is incendiaries to try and force them out, but that's a lot of defensive utility when you've only got 1 other smoke.
They got 1 smoke, 1 incendiary, but 5 terrorists on the other side of that B-bomb site. If they can deploy that correctly, get the smoke down, incendiary when they finally commit, it could be enough.
Kenny's just done a massive amount of work. Just by getting aggressive enough to peek mid with the op late rounds, 40 seconds, saw no one in mid. There's no activity at Boiler. He knows that they're going to be in Banana at this point, so body's rotated early. In fact, throwing utility already to try and prolong how much they have to work with, and it's worked out brilliantly because Lucky gets 2. Chunks finds 1, falls off it. Cold. He got 1 kill back, but they're desperate to get the plant, so they'll stick to their guns in doing so. Fallen to put it down as Cold survives on 6 HP to watch Ruins, making sure he can do so. They've got angles, not a lot to work with. There's no kits on the CT side, but with 4 players, you'd think they can get in. Cold's using the fountain to perfection. 6 HP, he finds 2 kills, 3 in the round in total, and he's still working it in from Orange's 2. Kenny will finally pull him back, but he's given Fallen an absolute fighting 13-6 now. MIBR just 3 away. Certainly, I would have thought the favorites coming into this, but there was some doubt, skepticism over yesterday's performances in G2. They've been impressive at times. As Phelps gets up on the logs, he's going to lob an 8 in. That'll do. Should do. It's going to go far enough. I thought it was going to actually make it beyond the entrance point. It won't. Nonetheless, direct trade. Body for Fur. Taco with the assist of Fur. Takes down Body. This double position now for the G2 side. Taco spots that and gets away with it. That's with an op there.
Yeah, it's a very vital bit of information gathered, but Taco does go down in the end.
Very quick rotation. Kenny knew exactly what was happening. If they spotted him there, was going to back off. He just instantly jumped out of the door, went straight to the boiler, caught him off in transition, and Taco I don't think was expecting him to be so quick. As Lucky, however, is equally as quick, it seems, on the AWP. He's got Phelps down, 2 ops, 3 kills between them, and they've got the advantage because it's down to just COLDZERA. And I don't think this time he'll get quite so. He's going to try and hold off the position, but they're giving up access to alt middle, or rather not peeked it. It's not like you give that up. Typically, it's not something you play for, but that does mean Jax now gets a bit of pressure applied onto him inside of the apartment position. He's already smoked off the Molotov. That's going to hold the terrorists in position just a little bit longer. And Cold, he's the one that really wants to open up the map with the AK. He's playing with his teammates at this point, so it's not the solo man at B that has that gun. That's Phelps, just making sure no one's pushing down. They won't be pincered in. That G2 won't lock the map on them, if you will.
We'll see if they can get the smoke down here. Ideally smoking towards library, flashing towards the bomb site here. Jax in position as the flashbang comes through, and it's up to the T's to get out of the apartment.
Well, this is significant because Jax is the only one directly in the site. Kenny and Body were doubled up on the arch side watching the wall. The fact that 4 now, oh my goodness, I thought he hit that one too. The fact that they get out from the apartment and there's no one in position other than Jax, they get a bomb plant down, that's almost ideal situation for MIBR.
Well, the flashbang was very good indeed, and they have a COLDZERA AK. This is what it's designed to do, get them in a position like this, and we'll see if he can find the headshots now.
Oh,
dang, damage not coming through, but it's still COLDZERA alive. He'll have to do the heavy lifting here.
Cold is absolutely out of it. Lucky again. Lucky on the second op looks solid.
So good at clutching on this particular map. Another gun round comes through. AKs across the board for the terrorists, and Kenny S inspecting towards second middle. Can't find anyone just yet. His teammate's trying to protect him, but unfortunately, the AWP has dropped, but Jax makes up for it. He gets a couple of kills himself, and he might want a bit more out of this. Taco has been taken down as well. Ding to the initial segment of the round. The nade will follow up, and it's a 4 versus 2 in favor of the French side here. They really are coming to life in the latter stages of each half so far.
Absolutely so, yeah. MIBR, every time it seems like they're starting to run away, G2 just reins them back in slowly, and I have to give a lot of credit to Lucky on this second op so far in this half. Good position from Fur. He'll find Body as he works out from the boiler doorway.
Yeah, he had 8 HP as well. Surprising he even goes for that. You're just playing a one-and-done position at that stage when you're so low, but Offers himself up. That's the window of opportunity now. Fer and COLDZERA. A scary prospect for G2 here, and they're going to play one player in towards the library very defensively, not actually peeking the outside, just watching for anyone crossing towards the bomb site. So, it's lucky with the AWP. Might be able to get one out of this, maybe both. He gets the initial shot, doesn't have to repeat this, just put the information, stay alive, but does give himself up to COLDZERA.
Gets lucky down, you're right, but he's tagged at 22 immediately after from the player in the pit. That's Jax. They're going to divide this up 1-1. They know he's tagged. So they'll hold each bomb site. They do not want to give another bomb plant to MIBR because they know they're broken as well now. And at 13-9, they're within range. Swings around. He gets Jax. Bomb to be planted now inevitably. 18 seconds, tons of time to realize he's wide open and all alone as Shox will rotate through mid as well. He'll go down Banana to get there.
He's got a smoke, an HE, but he has no information as to what position Shox will approach from. He's actually chosen top and middle here. Shoxy has no kit, so he can't be as methodical and as slow as he would like. He knows he had the advantage. COLDZERA is tagged up, but will he be able to detect him towards that graveyard?
Shox still working in. Gold, good find, but not enough. Shox got the shot in return. The AUG will win it out, and nope.
They are starting to home in on a big loss bonus, so if they can get the plant down again, this will be worth it.
So Shox goes back out. He wants to hold at that wall and try and go beyond that. He's going to get aggressive, get all the way down, clear out Cubby as well. Lucky supports him in getting in that position. He'll stay there for now. Shox is almost in a one and done, so as much as they have information, it's not like he's peeking for it. He's waiting for them to arrive, so they can't rotate the third player off of it. Very passive this time as well from Body and Kenny. They're not going to go as aggressive to more mid-wall. And as such, MIBR doesn't have an easy time to get toward the bomb site at any facet. Cold on the AK. They're relying on it. They really want Cold to return to the form that he had in previous years. And you know what? So far today, he is 25 kills. He's well ahead of everyone else. The next closest on 18, both from his side and the other. Shox, Lucky, and Fallen all on that total. Speaking of Lucky, he's the one that needs to step out now. Pull some of the aggro away from Shox for exactly that reason, because they're all over. What a reaction from Cold. That AK, he gets both, and they're not lined up. That's not a lineup. That's two taps at different angles.
I told you, COLDZERA on the T side of Inferno can be absolutely wild. We'll see whether he can continue the form here and so they make their way towards middle. They've only got 30 seconds remaining. Jax towards top of middle. It's Kenny S looking to find the next kill. Perfectly done. Someone had to be active there at the start of the round. It's worked out for him. Falls back towards the bomb site here. Can he find Taco as well? He'll actually have to drop a smoke or a Molotov out. We'll see. Kenny S just looking to get in that position where he can play off his teammate.
Watch Jax though. Kenny's blind, but Jax swung out exactly when they were committing. Oh no, Cold. He's done so much good work with the AK to open the round. He takes down his teammate, but he might still get away with this.
And it must have been a moment of madness. Quite open there. No CTs, just so in the zone. Did it for a couple of HP and down he went. To win the round off that one, but we'll see. As the next round continues, AKs are out once again. COLDZERA does have arm up after investing in the previous round. His money's absolutely fine. And here's Lucky. Aggressive again. Seems to have found his confidence. He's like willing to take aggressive duels now and actually winning a lot of them.
Well, and the AWP, that's a skill that, sure, I knew he was going to be playing on the double op. We've seen hints of it, but this game, he's been spectacular. Doesn't have it to work with this time on B, so he held the angle for the boost at mid-wall. He's backed off this time directly into Emo, so he's very passive on the B side. No one, in fact, in Banana at all, and Phelps is going to welcome himself to that. He's starting to check that out, so watch to see if MIBR falls back with that information. 4-man rotation to A. And Phelps might just make contact. If he does, and they wrap, oh, they've got to get by Body, because they could have exploited a mid to B split. The problem is, that's exactly where the second player from A is gone, so they've got the stance. Body's run out of ammo, where that was another kill. And he tries to get him back in.
Doing the damage, it seems. Body calls for backup from Kenny S here. The AWP not landing as many shots, but the USB certainly is. Inferno
for both sides, for G2 and for MIBR to be down 1 and 2.
Yeah, it's weird that MIBR, these best of ones, keep landing here. Like, from the results and the games we cast, it just doesn't seem like a spectacular map for them. But either way, it is going to be a partial round once again. CZs and Deagles, we saw what Kenny S was capable of with the Deagle previously. And unfortunately, Phelps won't have a chance to show us what he's capable of. The nades land and take him down.
That's a pretty good read, because they threw a Molotov, which if it was early, you'd expect no one to be up that high in Banana, but they thought there was a chance one got by, so they nade struck the top of it, thinking if they got any damages all from the Molotov, they'll get him. So they actually worked that out pretty smartly. Fur with one on body, but burned from the grave. Body gets revenge. It's the advantage still then to G2.
Couldn't really access the bomb side there at all. They were going to commit towards B, but the Molotov held them off. Jackson second middle, waiting for this retreat. Nice shot from Taco. At least makes this round possible for them now. He has the AUG at this point. Smoking towards the arch side. It just about blooms in time. It goes down to 45, and here's the bomb on his back. His teammate COLDZERA waiting towards B, looking to take down this low HP Lucky. He might be able to do that, or just sneak through spawn and see if he can pincer the A side.
Deagle. Inside water already. Can actually catch Lucky off. He had no idea he was in that far. He was still watching the entrance point. Doesn't want to go get the gun, smartly so. Smokes it off. That would have given him a chance to get there perhaps, but didn't want the risk of getting sprayed down. And Kenny's already spotted that he's gone toward ruins. He himself, though, tagged to 55. Has to be very careful and aware of the fact that Taco should be arriving at any point. He has, and he'll plant with 8 seconds. He knows there's a gun in the back of the site. And he's got the AUG to work with. Cold. Kenny's already spotted him, remember. He's just holding ruins. That means Kenny either has to go aggressive with the AWP and catch off Cold, or work back around and go CT. Cold figures he's still there because Taco's not Cold. He's gone any further. Gets the deagle shot, and Shocks might just bail. He might just grab the op and work his way out. Not a ton of money on the CT side, and Cold's denying that as well. Spectacular.
Absolutely astonishing work. That's to be 14-11. Another buy for G2 here. They've had a lot of rounds in a row, but they have been close. Scoreboard's coming through. Body 12 and 21. He has lost 6 of the 7 opening duels for them.
Yeah, that's not ideal. MIBR just 2 rounds away. Kenny, he's going to fight forward. Molotov behind. This position's brilliant. They're going to get one and get away cleanly as well. And with the boost, they get one, but Body, there you go. That's much better. Turns it around and finds 2. Fallen and Taco go down. They spotted one at the top of the stairs, not the other. And it is just Cold and Phelps to go against Lucky at B. Oh, he's fully blind. Phelps just barely spotted, just barely got the vision back. He'll go down before he reaches safety, and it's all onto Cold now.
It really is. He certainly can get a bomb down here. That's probably as good as it gets. We'll see. As he holds up, looking for that plant. They're going to stick together. Surely he can't get both. There's the first, but won't suspect the second. As soon as he goes for this plant, he'll be taken down.
I thought he was going to repeat it. I thought he was going to absolutely style.
Answer back quickly here.
Yeah, they want to break G2. And it's not a bad call because they've got 2 rounds. If this was 14-13, I'd say take the save because otherwise you run the risk of giving them that point. So they've got just enough to do this. Now, whether or not it pays off, that's another story. Fallen is going to be selfless as well. He bought the AK. He's got enough skill. We know that to play it, but he gives it to Fur, the other explosive player on the roster. Back to the old MIBR. It's certainly showing signs of it. Like you say, 31 kills for Cold. That's more what we're used to.
That is much more like it. But can he make it dent in round number 27 here? It's 14-12 in favor of MIBR. They've got towards the end of the apartments, and Body just waiting for flashbangs here. Aggressive position. Taken back somewhat. Kenny S watching middle. Terrorists do have a couple of smokes and flashbangs here. As they'll flash towards middle now. Kenny S does miss a shot.
Oh my. I'm so surprised they get out on this because they had 4-man with crossfires on both sides of mid, and yet it falls apart. Shocks gets one back on Fallen, but the explosion from the apartments is what's going to win them this round. Unless Shocks can somehow get in, he's got to be so sly. Smokes down toward Library. He pretty much has to hold this position because he has no teammates. Lucky wants to push to get him information. He wants to try and get through the smoke quickly. The kid is on his back, however. So if he goes through and dies, that's further that they have to go to get the defuse. And look at how many players are inside the site for MIBR.
They're waiting for that flashbang. Shoxy makes his move, but only good for one. The stack on the site completely shuts them down. But COLDZERA will continue to find frags here, and it looks like Kenny S will be removed as well. How many kills is this boy going to find? 34 now.
Because Cold had 5,700 last round. AKs and UMPs, and a victory, perhaps for the map as well. Just 1 to go.
He turned up the play today. Oh my goodness, still regulation. He's got 34 kills. Presumably they close it out here. COLDZERA has been on an absolute Counter-Strike clinic today. Always does an Inferno. I'm not super confident in MIBR's ability as a team to play this map, but him as an individual, he always seems to pull out all the stops. All for Fallen now, up against not a lot, to be honest. G2 with 1 M4, 3 pistols, an SMG, bare bones utility, and no kits. can see how they are. No helmets purchased won't be a big deal against these AKs. It's still indicative as to where they're at right now, as MIBR look to close things out with a B execution here. Now to see Shoxy, the only rifle playing the B side. He has no grenades map, nothing at all. If he multi-frags this, he is a god.
Smokes, flashes, Molotovs. Molotovs, we know this is exactly what MIBR used to do in the old days. You clear out both orange sides, and the addition of Emo, they've got that back. This is old school. This is 2016 strat from MIBR, and it's worked out perfectly. They knew they only had to worry about the middle of the site. That's exactly where Shox was.
That's exactly what it's designed to do, just eradicate all danger around the bomb site. They can focus and hone in on the key points in our Molotovs. This should be it now. That's the only rifle going down for G2. It is map and indeed match point, as now the retake begins with UMPs and pistols.
This game's got an old school feel to it. G2, Kenny and Shox performing. You've got old MIBR back in form, and with the victory, 16-12. Not to discount the Youngblood either. I'm impressed with Lucky and Jax, both of them finally having a better game than we've seen so far, but nonetheless, it's 2-1 for the Brazilians, and I do think overnight they definitely made some adjustments and talked things over. Maybe Taco was right. Maybe it was a little bit of nerves getting back to an all-Portuguese-speaking lineup.
Well, COLDZERA certainly wasn't nervous at all. He finishes the game on 34 frags and 18 deaths. He was the absolute powerhouse behind the team there, making sure the clutches came in their